Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover, just released a new music video for a song called This Is America. This is some B-roll from it. In it, he is in kind of a warehouse, and there's a bunch of different things that happen. From just kids dancing to people getting shot. There's a shooting of a black choir who a second before that was singing joyously. He does a lot of dances. He does a lot of smiling, a lot of like intense over smiling. Everyone has been talking about this. I knew that in like 24 hours it had 10 million views. What do you guys think? Thoughts, 5 words or less?
A League of His Own. Watched 3 times at least.
After Kanye, we deserve this.
Rejected from SNL twice. That's what he, I know, but it's like, maybe he wasn't perfect for SNL, though. If you watch like his old Derek
like
comedy videos, he is a great sketch performer and writer and everything.
And he was a great host.
Yeah. What did you think of this video?
I think this guy looks a lot like Donald Glover.
So it's like technically his alter ego, right?
You do know that when I first started like being into, and I was late to the game. Okay, it was like that song 3000. I was like, oh my God, it looks like Donald Glover. I thought my boyfriend at the time was like, oh, it's cool, that's the same person. Don't say that to anybody else.
I did that once in middle school when Notorious B.I.G. / Biggie Smalls was killed. I was like, I can't believe they killed Biggie and Notorious on the same day.
Oh my God.
And this one kid looked at me, and everyone was looking at me, and he was like, no, Brett's just kidding. And I was like, yes, I am.
Wow.
Thanks, Justin Bonner.
He saved you with that one.
Anyhow, yeah.
Yeah, I had to watch this video first just to watch the whole thing. Second, to see what's going on in the foreground. Third, to see what's going on in the background, because there's so many different things happening in this video. And if you blink, you'll literally miss something really, really important.
So much.
So it's just B-roll, but yeah.
Watch it twice, like the first time twice, because I couldn't stop staring at him. And then I went back and tried to like force myself to not pay attention to him and like pay attention to the background, and then I watched it on mute because I was still getting distracted.
So why can't you stop looking at him? Because I can't stop looking at him either. I hate him now because he's so damn talented. So what are the messages? What are the messages in it? Because you hear, one thing is there's a giant switch in the kind of music being played within this song. It starts with kind of a world music vibe where there's a guy playing at the beginning. He's happily playing a nylon string guitar arpeggio, and it's like, and then suddenly it changes to like whatever kind of beat that is, like a trap beat or whatever. What does that mean?
I think it's just music, but it gets scary kind of right as he shoots the man who I feel like deliberately looks like Trayvon Martin's father.
So there were a bunch of rumors that this was Trayvon's dad. It is not.
This man Calvin II, right?
I don't know, but yeah, sure.
He's a music artist that lives in LA, I guess.
But I mean, it's gotta be deliberate. He looks just like him. And as, I'm gonna bring her up a lot just in my points, but Lovey Ajayi, do you guys know her? Awesomely Lovey. She's an author, just this hilarious blog. But she kind of, we do know that Trayvon Martin, unfortunately, is kind of our generation's Emmett Till. And his shooting, his death, kind of sparked this new era. It's like post Trayvon Martin. Like we're now acknowledging what's been going on.
Right.
Exactly.
I think it started with that.
Yeah.
So there's some lyrics in it that are like, don't catch you slipping up, look what I'm whipping up. America, I just checked my following list, and you go tell somebody you MFers owe me. What are your takeaways? There's one tweet that we'll go to where someone named Taylor Berry, when Vivo asked, like, what are the ideas brought up in this? Taylor Berry tweeted back, mass shootings, protests, riots, violence against protesters, white supremacists, and overall being more enamored with trivial things like dance fads / talking about drugs and money rather than making an effort to speak out about the realities of our world.
Yeah, I think that totally sort of hits on what the takeaway is. I think it's really interesting that you watched it 3 times, once on mute, once trying to look at the background, because I think that's absolutely how it was intended. The first time I watched it, I was so overwhelmed, but I always was going back to the dancing, which I think is sort of the overall point. Of course, it's like this, it's a lot of dance fads that they sort of hit on. It's sort of outrageous, it's cutesy at times, and you're ignoring everything that's going on in the background, and then you realize once you get done with it, you're like, oh, that was the point. That's what we're all doing. Like, look at that elaborate metaphor. And then the other thing that I saw, and I think Twitter has had the best analogy more than any actual like publication that I've read. Someone on Twitter said, notice how the guns in the video are treated better than the people. The guns are being like wrapped up and taken away. And
the people are being drug away. The dancing is my favorite part about this. Easily, I think the dancing could possibly represent like three things. Like one, what you're saying, absolutely. That like look at how we handled Colin Kaepernick kneeling. It's like you can run fast, boy, but don't you dare stand up and fight for what's right. You can entertain me, but that's it. And also, kind of even like back in like slavery, the days of slavery, the not by choice days of slavery. People, we always hear those stories about how they would go back to their like little huts and cabins and they were dancing and they would celebrate each other and they would worship the Lord together, and it was almost like it's a way of coping. Like in like being Black in America, like almost like these entertainments. But I also, and Lovey brought this to my attention, it could also be seen as an indictment against Black America. Because look at how the kids are missing everything, but they're dancing and they know all the dances. But is there a way where like we're just, we have all of these forms of art and we're entertaining and we're having fun, but should more people be using their platform to fight the good fight that needs to be fought right now? Or is it important to just, be about the joy? Because she said something, and I don't want to like paraphrase it because I feel like I'll ruin it, but can I read it?
It's go for it.
She said, Black joy is a form of resistance in a world that loves Black pain, but where is the room for the fight if we want to see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil? And I was like, I like that.
Just the final bit where he's running. After all of this, after everything's taking place in the same type of location, with the same type of visuals, which themselves go back and forth between like, the conventional gangster positioning and then the, traditional dancing and dance fads, then he is running for his life in the dark. Grace, you were talking about you read stuff on Twitter and you read other publications.
Yeah, I was just surprised that Twitter had better takes. I wonder if it was maybe just because Twitter, you don't have an editor to write a tweet, so maybe it felt a little bit more current.
Or you don't need to have an angle or anything.
You don't need to have an angle, you don't necessarily have to have an agenda or anything. And so I really enjoyed reading the feedback from Twitter. Justin Simeon, who is the creator of Dear White People, had a really good Twitter thread, and it was all these Twitter threads. I know Amber Ruffin, who's a correspondent on Seth Meyers, was like retweeting a whole bunch of like hot takes from Twitter. They didn't need to go through an editing process, and I just thought that was kind of cool. That's where I found the best, I felt, information on the video about how to dissect it.
And in that way, this is America, because it's all everybody's opinions.
Literally.
The cell phone is a tool in that way to upload your different opinions. Another thing that you may have missed, SZA was in it. Didn't say anything. We have a photo of it. She was just posted this on her Instagram. She's in the video. I didn't notice afterwards when I saw this as like something we were gonna show during the show. I was like, oh, she photoshopped herself into the video.
You guys catch all the rappers doing like ad libs in the background? I didn't catch any of that. But like Young Thug, 21 Savage.
Young Thug does the last little lyric, which is just.
I didn't pay attention to any of that.
I almost didn't even pay attention to the lyrics, to be honest.
The lyrics are. I watched it and I was like, oh, I am overwhelmed by the visual imagery and the type of music that's happening at any given time and the way it swings back and forth. That I'm like, I am not even listening to the lyrics. All right, that is for viewer number two.
Cool? Like, think about how like fad songs are. It's like that. That's the market right now, where you want to go viral, you want to get those like quick hits, and just it'll be catchy and it'll be gone tomorrow, right? And I think it's so cool that Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, it's one and the same, released something that it already feels so timeless. It doesn't. It's so averse to what is usually on like top 40 and what is like charting. It's such a timeless body of work.
But it doesn't. This is a piece of art. Like someone said, an amazing take that I saw that I wish I could find right now is essentially like, you mentioned it in your 5 words. It's like, this is the kind of artist Kanye wanted to be in 2018. He just doesn't have the ability.
I don't like the comparisons of the two. I think Kanye has always been who Kanye wants to be. It's again, we're like, Kanye is being exactly who Kanye wants to be. They're not comparable, and we do that, unfortunately, to like Black artists. Like there can only be one, there can only be like, these are two like outspoken people. One of them is just wilding out right now, and we just don't agree with it, but Kanye's been Kanye.
Yeah, but like Nickelback and Creed, I compare all the time. That's as wide as you can get.